morning, everybody. My name is Caleb Dixon. So this morning we are checking out a rifle that is kind of near and dear to my heart. This is my late father's Remington 700 BDL in the old trusty 7 rim mag, and we're shooting some just general 175 grain spear. I believe they are not the hot core, the bonded version of that. So we're going to shoot those today, and kind of the goal here, I've been into shooting for lots of years, as many of you have, and we're going to be checking out some of these regular old bullets. I don't know if you can see that or not, but just a regular old load. This is a hand load. I haven't bought a box of factory ammo for years, but this is just a regular 175 grain bullet, and we're going to walk this out to 600 or shoot this out to 600 yards. I've shot this gun out to 750 yards many times over the years. So we're going to see what just a regular bullet will do, and I'll try to share another video with a little more streamlined bullet here in the future, maybe, and some of the differences and what can be accomplished with just your general regular deer rifle, because it doesn't get any more plain Jane as a deer rifle than the old Remington BDL, Remington 700 BDL. I do have my scope is nothing super fancy. Make sure that action's clear. It is a Bushnell Engage 3-12 with their version of a minute of angle reticle in it. I really like this little scope. Wasn't very expensive. Got a set of Vortex rings on it, just standard Weaver bases, cheap bipod, and a piece of ratchet strap for a sling. So this is not a super expensive setup. It was handed down to me by my father after he passed away. It has been shot and drugged through the woods, rode in a truck for 20-something years, almost every day of its life. So it is a well-used piece of equipment, and we typically use our equipment. I shoot a fair amount. I'm out here before work got out here about 6:30 in the morning to do a little bit of shooting. I love to hand load, love to shoot. So we're just going to see what this old girl will do. I have not shot this gun much at a decent distance for quite some time, and I've never really used these just plain Jane old 175 grain bullets to shoot at that distance with this gun. So we're just gonna check it out. I don't have fancy camera equipment, so I'm gonna shoot a few groups at 200, 400, and 600. And hopefully I don't even have any dope or anything for this, so hopefully we can get on target pretty quick, and we'll go down and shoot some video of these groups and kind of talk about them a little bit. Hope you enjoy. All right, we just shot a 3-shot group at 400 yards, and we're gonna come back and shoot a group at 200 yards. I probably should have did that in order, but anyway, we're shooting 200 yards now. So here we go. There's our 3 shots at 200. We'll go check those out here in just a second. Go headed down to the targets in the old 99 Chevy. Alrighty. Here's our 3-shot group at 200 yards, and as you can see, got a little vertical disbursement to it. it is about exactly 2 inches center to center, so it's about a 1 minute group-ish. I don't like to see a lot of vertical disbursement, and it's something I try to get away from. It's about 1 inch wide as far as the group goes, but these are just some hand loads I just threw together. So I have not done any load development with this rifle, and obviously we could probably tune that load, and maybe we'll tune that load to get a little better group out of it, you know. But anyway, this kind of simulates, I feel like, factory loaded ammo at some level, you know, and so it is what it is, you know. It's about a 2 inch group at 200 yards. Pretty well centered. We got a little tiny bit of wind here, but I would have to say it's probably less of wind at 200 yards and just more my zero maybe off to the right. We'll see what 400 yards looks like. Well, as you can see, sometimes things don't work out how you anticipate them working out, and this is my 400 yard group on the one shot on the paper. So based on our last group at 200 yards, you know, that point of impact being off to the, I believe it was to the right, I would assume that we got a couple of bullets off the paper over here. So we're just gonna move on out to 600. And I know a lot of time, you know, probably common thought here may be to back up and, you know, try to get that thing zeroed at 400. I'm not really worried about it. I think we can still get this thing on at 600 yards. And it's starting to rain here just a little bit. So the wind has picked up to, looks like we got some gusts, maybe, you know, or some wind, steady wind, about 10 mile an hour. You know, some gusts up to about 15. But this is a complete guess on my part. I gave it 5 minutes, or about 20 inches of drop at 400 yards with that regular old bullet. It's not moving very fast. It's a pretty light load. It's probably only moving about 2650, 2700 maybe. But now that we know that at 400, I will kind of extrapolate that in my mind on what I need to do at 600 yards, and we'll just go shoot it and see what it does. All right, so based on what we saw down there at 400 yards, I've got my little book here that I've had for years, and got a similar load out of this rifle. Same bullets, different powder. This is moving a little bit, apparently a little bit faster. So that ended up dropping, you know, about 6.5 minutes from a 200 yard zero altogether. So we're going to give this 16 minutes to drop at 600 yards, and we're going to see what it does. We've got a left to right wind about, it's about a 3/4, maybe stronger value wind, about 10 mile an hour, but it's up pretty high. So we're going to give it about 2 minutes of wind down there and just see where that bullet lands. So I may be completely wrong, but we're getting ready. There's 3 shots at 600 yards. Let's go down there and see what this whole thing will do. All right, so here we go. Again, I'm low budget here. I'm a dad with 4 kids and a beautiful wife, and I love them dearly. And love hunting, love the outdoors, but that's second. So here's the deal. We got 2 shots right here. So got the wind right on those. Obviously I was off by about a minute on our drop guess there. But then we got this one right there that barely caught the edge of the paper. So I'm assuming that was probably, the wind is like, there's a little storm blowing up, and I'm pretty sure that that's probably partially the wind, because typically I don't think it'd be that far off, you know. I think that load group's a little better than that. But anyway, so we're just going to kind of keep tinkering with this and see if we can get this load to shoot better. I know the rifle's capable. It will shoot the old 168 Sierra Match King, which I don't think they make that bullet anymore. But years ago, used to buy those quite a bit, and it shot a lot of those. And it will, the rifle, I mean, is plenty capable of shooting about a 3-inch group at 600 yards, or half minute of angle group, whatever you want to quantify that as. But anyway, so there it is. 2 shots there, 1 shot there. Definitely nothing to brag about. But part of my thing that I really love about shooting, hunting, and all these things is the process of it. It's not about coming out and shooting the perfect group every time. For me, it's coming out and learning something. I learn something every time I shoot. I learn something every time I put together some hand loads. I love to learn in life. And so, I think this is just one of those deals where, I would definitely never try to probably take a whitetail or something at 600 yards with that setup. Just not what we're looking for. Probably need a different, I don't know about a different bullet, but need to tune that load a little bit better to shrink that stuff up. So, and because here's the deal, I'm curious if that was me missing the wind, or if that's a flyer. And I'd like to shoot more to eliminate that. If I got enough time, we might run down there and fling about 5 more rounds down here and see where they all land, and see if it just scatters them everywhere, or if it really is just a point of impact shift with wind back and forth there. So anyway, hope you enjoy the video, and we'll see you soon. All right, curiosity's getting the better of me here. So on the way back down here, I was thinking about this, and we're going to put about 5 more rounds down there, because I don't ever feel like 3 rounds is enough to really make an accurate assessment of anything. So let's do a little bit more shooting, and we're going to drive back down there real quick and just see what that does about 600 yards. So it is sprinkling a little bit, so we're gonna see if we can weave that bullet between some raindrops. There's actually 2 mags worth, 6 more rounds on target. So let's run down there and check them. All right, so as you can see, we got bullets going everywhere now. All right, so let's see if we can make sense of this target just a little bit, okay? And as I assume, that's why I wanted to go back down and shoot this load more, because I figured we'd probably see something develop, something a little bit different. So I'm going to call this just my error with the wind, my bad guess with the wind right here. You know what I mean? Because everything else in this target actually landed between these 2 sheets of paper right here. So those are 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper, overlapped a little bit. If I can get this backwards in the camera, that's 7 inches right there. Another 7 inches, so that's like 14 inches across basically. And then we've got a bullet strike here all the way up to here, okay? So my thoughts on this target, you guys let me know what you think. My thoughts on this target are the vertical disbursement that we saw at 200 yards is just extrapolated out here at 600 yards, which tells me that I probably should, if I'm going to keep that powder charge, I'd probably play with seating depth, in my hand load to tune that thing a little bit better. The other thing that I feel like that's probably going on here is we're shooting a lead round nose bullet. Now, I haven't done a lot of long range. I'll be honest with you. I haven't tried to shoot regular old long range, or excuse me, lead nose bullets, you know, at further distances all that much. But I wonder also if the nose profile of that bullet not being consistent at all is also you know, an attribute to this. You know, part of the reason why I wanted to do this was twofold. Like I said, I just love learning. I love shooting. I love experimenting with things. You know, just to see, you know, people, you know, we've all got theories, but until I go out there and I actually, you know, try to prove or disprove that theory, it's kind of hard to really know if it's true or not. So we've taken a 175 grain round nose, or excuse me, not a round nose, just a regular 175 grain Speer lead nose bullet, and we have shot it at 2, 4, and 600 yards. And so based on what I'm seeing here, I would never try to shoot critter with this load of 600 yards. That's pretty terrible, to be honest with you. You know, I don't know, that's like, what is that, 2 feet probably? You know, that's pretty awful, actually. But and I was shooting at the center bull, by the way. So yeah, just because that one landed close to that one, I wasn't shooting at that one. But anyway, so now we know, and I'm either going to go back and do some seating depth changes, or change the powder charge a little bit. I love to shoot, and if you know, I don't know, I can run that 7 mag pretty fast with that 175, but dang, it gets a little bit hard on the shoulder. So you guys let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. Think I learned something here. I don't like that load for this distance, but this is pretty common with this particular bullet. At 600 yards, I've shot it a couple of other times at distance. One time at 800 yards, it just fell apart. Couldn't hit nothing. Couldn't hit a 24 by 24 plate at 800 yards. Like, couldn't do it. Wasn't going to happen. I've shot this load over 48-31 shortcut with better effect, but still fair amount of vertical dispersion, and it was pretty erratic. And I just kind of feel like that this is part and parcel to a bullet that just isn't designed to do this, you know, and it's not a very streamlined, not a very aerodynamic bullet. And the biggest part of that is I think it's the nose profile. So anyway, have a blessed day, and we'll see you soon.